once again, it's time for the show that everybody's talking about. The show that caught the nation's attention, and it's at top of the critics' list. Well, I didn't say what's list, so it's really not false advertising, okay? It's the Red Green Show. And now, please give a warm welcome to your host with the most, and my uncle, Red Green.
Thank you very much, Harold. Thank you, and welcome to the show. We got a heck of a show for you this week. We have a story about, we had a He-Man contest up here at the lodge with first prize being a truss. And then later on, Wayne Gretzky's going to drop by.
Oh, he had to cancel.
What? I thought he was dropping by.
Oh, no, it's just, it's all tentative on a few things.
What things?
Well, like, if we could get through to him, and he hadn't seen the show, and just hoping that he knew what he was getting into. Stuff like this, things, okay?
Well, this here is my nephew, Harold, and more importantly, my producer and director, and up until now, had been in charge of booking the guests for the show. But anyway, well, we still got Karen Kane coming. We're going to do some moose hunting.
No. No, it's not. Well, let's just. Well, she's not going to be here as you might think. Like in person.
What happened, Harold?
Well, this and that and those and them, and she's washing her hair, and among other things.
Oh well, not to worry. We still got my story about the He-Man contest.
And we always got these special effects.
Yeah, well, I'll start with the story, and then we can save the dipsy doodles for when we're trying to kill dead air.
Oh, okay.
Well, my story isn't dead air, Harold.
I made a judgment call, Uncle Red.
I have an old wood stove, belonged to my dad. It was the best darn wood stove that he ever had.
Sure.
It hisses and cracks and burns things real bad. It belches and smokes, but then so did my dad. Does this sound intending to you?
Yeah, except when you play it.
This week in Handyman Corner, we're going to show you what you can do with an old stove. And I'm not referring to any member of your family here. Maybe you've got one of these out in the garage or in the bomb shelter, or maybe you were lucky enough where somebody died and left you a stove. But whatever the reason, I'm going to show you today something you can do with these, and I think you're going to be pretty darn impressed with it. Now, first off, we have to dismantle the stove, so step number one, of course, is to loosen all the hardware. All right, now, she has failed to deconstitute into her primary components, so I think we're left with no other choice other than to take the torch to her. This should do it. This could blow out the tubes of the camera when this baby lights up. You guys might want to just pan off to the side there, and I don't want to have any problem there. Yeah. Well, torch doesn't seem to be operational. I guess Harold was futzing around with the settings on it, so I gotta find some other way of taking the stove apart. Might as well just back the old-fashioned hands-on approach. All right, well, I got her all taken apart, took the top off, took the back off, and I think you're going to be surprised what we got here. I got a bungee cord wrapped around the door, and let me show you how this works. Down here, what used to be the oven drawer, this is now a magazine rack. So we get ourselves out a magazine, but not that magazine, that's Harold's magazine. Now he's growing up, isn't he? Come around the front, we pick up the control module. We're going to need that in a minute. Pull out the oven rack, which is now going to be a leg rest. There's a bit of a clue there. Okay, now we ease ourselves down. You're not going to believe this. All right, lean back. We now have a beautifully comfortable reclining chair. And as an added feature, I've got on the control panel, set her for a bun warmer. And by golly, I'm here for the evening. So until next time, remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. We'll be right back after this commercial break with more about the He-Man contest story.
If you have children, get them out of the room now, just in case. I would.
What's that smell? Boy, did you see the game last night?
I was rather disturbed by it.
Oh, you see that check?
Yeah.
Right into the boards. I think it was his head was split. His head, it had to be. His
It
head.
definitely was. By the amount of blood in the ice, I would definitely say something was wrong.
He had a headache there, didn't he?
Well, today he's going to wake up and go, something happened last night.
You want to believe it?
There's too much violence in sports, Uncle Red, and I don't think... You seem to be advocating it. It's a feeling I get from you and your friends when you stand up and cheer, way to go. I figure you like that sort of thing.
Well, it's a commitment to the, to your team. You either support your team or you don't support your team.
Yeah, but I don't know which team you like. You like the team that seems to be stronger. I mean, that's sort of a gladiator approach to sport.
There's a bulletin, huh? I like the team that's stronger. Well, you think I like a loser?
No, it wasn't. I wouldn't say like losers, but sometimes you like the guy who gets hit into the boards, and he's the loser. So like
I don't like him. I don't like I don't like him. I think that you have to make a commitment to a sport. And they're in there and they're fighting. That's war. That's not a sport. That's war.
Well, how do you practice a sport like that? You just kind of skate into the boards?
Yeah. Well, you start with your own family first of all.
Start small.
Yeah. Come on, I'll show you.
All right.
You better take your glasses off.
Oh, thanks.
It is winter. A friend hits you in the face with a snowball, and as it melts, you become aware that he has a new puppy. So, as I was saying, we had this He-Man contest, and it's kind of interesting how we put it together. We made each guy come up with an event, and then the rule being that he had to go first on his own event, and that way the guys wouldn't, rig up the equipment so that it would fall apart, and then everybody else would get killed just so they'd win.
Uncle Red, this is a really interesting story. It really is, but some viewers might find it boring. Unless, of course, they find it offensive. And that's not better. So why don't we just tell them, that there were some winners and some losers and some injuries, and that way we can just get right on with the next film clip.
But I think the viewers would at least like to hear what the events were, Harold.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, no, that's a good idea.
Well, I didn't get to tell them what the events were.
Oh, I didn't know you meant right now.
Well, when did you think I meant, Harold?
Eventually.
Well, now, Hap, this is a great day for fishing. Doesn't get any better than this.
Perfect weather conditions, as we bush pilots used to call them.
Bush pilot? You were a bush pilot?
Oh, yeah, I was one of the very best, so they tell me.
What kind of plane did you have?
I wasn't a plane pilot. I was a bush pilot. I piloted bushes.
Well, bushes don't fly, Hap.
You don't have to tell me that, Red. I worked with them for 5 years in a lumber company, British Columbia. They'd cut down the trees and drag them down to the river. I'd build a raft out of a bush, and I'd pilot those trees down the river to the sawmill.
Oh, so you were a lumberjack.
It was dangerous work being a bush pilot. Floating down a raging river on a shrub. And I got my logs down to the mill, intact and debarked and ready to saw.
Well, that sounds like an interesting job, Hap.
Yeah, and it paid well. And it taught me something about life. Taught me how to be straight and honest with people.
That's a good lesson.
If I hadn't learned to tell the truth, I'd still be coming down the white water with my legs wrapped around the Douglas fir. What kind of life is that?
Tenuous.
That's for sure.
I'll
tell you the story about Lumberjack Mort. He was well over 40, stocky and short. He could clear a whole forest in less than a week. But take away his bulldozer, he'd be up the creek.
Oh, Uncle Red, you're going to be sorry you came in here this week. The viewer mail is really personal. Feel that paper. That's nice paper. Feel that.
Just read the letter, Harold, will you?
Oh, okay, because it's really neat paper. Dear Red, I am an older gentleman who finds himself lonely for female companionship. How do I meet a nice, respectable woman who shares my interests and is looking for a serious romance? And how do I keep it from my wife? Signed, Senor Swinger. Must be Mexican.
Yeah, right. Well, okay, I'm going to talk directly to the viewer here. If you are sincere here, if you really are looking for a woman who's probably kind of lonesome herself, a woman who's dying for a little romance, a little companionship, if you're looking for a lady who you could love and who could love you back, who is serious about having a romance, then I suggest that you talk to your own wife.
Well, that was really nice. That was great.
Yeah, well, I figure that his wife's bound to know a lot of women, you know, her own cronies.
Oh, Uncle Red.
She can put you on to, just that when you do tell her, just say that you're asking for a friend.
Oh.